Hello, welcome to Nutritional Nonsense, the first summer session of Lincoln's Nursing School. This is week 1, and we're going to be talking about the basics of nutrition. Nutrition isn't only important to maintain health and keep us healthy, but it also is important with illness and diseases. What determines our nutritional needs? First thing is our age. As we are born, our needs are a lot different than when we become a teenager and an adult and even an elderly person. Of course, the next thing is our activity level. The more activity we have and the more active we are, the more nutrients we're going to need as far as macronutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And the last thing is our health status, our disease state. Are we sick? Are we healthy? When we're sick, or we need more protein to help us heal. So that's important. 2 areas of nutrients are, the first one is micronutrients. As the word states, we need this in small quantities, and it's needed for the maintenance producing effects in our body. The next one is macronutrients, and macronutrients, again, as the word states, we need these in larger quantities, and these are energy producing nutrients. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. The first ones we're going to talk about are there's water soluble and fat soluble. Water soluble are, as indicated, they dissolve in water, and fat soluble dissolve in fat. Deficiencies lead to disease and malnutrition. For example, alcoholics or chronic alcohol abuse usually have a deficiency of vitamin B1, thiamine, and it's noted by mental status changes, psychosis, extreme cases of coma, which is called Wernicke-Korthoff syndrome, and Barbic syndrome, which is noted by short-term memory losses, disorientation, jerky eye movements, staggering gait, and weakness. Most vitamins come in PO, IM, and IV routes. So here's just a picture of some different food groups for each of the vitamins. We're going to talk about a few, and I have included a link to, or uploaded on Canvas, a table which has got some function and good sources of each of them. So vitamin A is responsible for vision, bone, and tissue growth, as well as immunity and reproductive functions. Sources include fruits and vegetables. Carotene is needed for the eyes, and that's found in carrots. I think of A for carotene and carrots and oranges. Vitamin B1 is a coenzyme in carbohydrate metabolism, and sources include pork, wheat, germ, fortified cereals, and also green vegetables. Vitamin B2 is riboflavin, and it's a coenzyme in protein and energy metabolism. Dietary sources include organ meats, milk, legumes, vegetables. And those are just a couple. Minerals. There are 2 categories of minerals. One is major minerals, and the other is trace minerals. We're going to talk about some of the major minerals, not all of them. It's kind of the big ones. If you'll remember from Nursing 340, they're your electrolytes, also called minerals. Calcium is needed for bone health, nerve conduction, and muscle contraction. Dietary sources are sardines, milk, and dairy products. Magnesium is found in bones, and it's reported that it's the natural calcium channel blocker, which helps decrease blood pressure and decrease smooth muscle contractibility, and it's needed for energy metabolism and for neurotransmissions. Sources include dark leafy vegetables, sunflower seeds, and legumes. Potassium. We think of potassium in heart, and that's still very, very true. It is important in nerve conduction and muscle contraction. Dietary sources include cooked dry beans, potatoes, apricots, bananas, and oranges. And sodium, of course, is involved with the fluid balance, nerve transmission, neurologic function, and acid-base balance. It's found in high concentration in a lot of processed foods. Sometimes we don't even know that it's in there, and we need to be very careful of that. The next one are trace minerals. There are nine trace minerals, and we are going to go over some of them briefly. The first one is zinc, and it's used for growth and repair in the DNA and RNA synthesis, and the heme formation it's involved with carbohydrate metabolism and release of energy. It's also for fatty acid metabolism. Dietary sources include shellfish, red meats, poultry, wheat germ, green beans, yogurt, and whole grain products. Iron, when we think of iron, we think of blood, and it's a component of the RBCs and the hemoglobin production. Sources include meats, poultry, fish. There are non-heme sources, which are found in plants, but they're not as good a source as in the meats. Iodine is important in the thyroid hormones needed for growth and development, reproduction, and the balance of metabolic rate and temperature. It's found in saltwater fish, shellfish, fortified salts, and fortified other foods such as bread, meat, and red dye. Copper is needed for hemoglobin, blood clotting, and collagen formation in the body. Selenium is functions as an antioxidant. Manganese is a cofactor in energy metabolism and bone formation. Chromium is carbohydrate metabolism and lipid metabolism. Those are just a few. The next slide is kind of a table of some of the different functions and sources of the food that I thought you might want to see. Next thing we're going to talk about are macronutrients, and those are the carbohydrates, lipids, and protein. Carbohydrates are also abbreviated CHO. So these are measured in kilocalories per gram. Proteins and carbohydrates provide 4 kilocalories per gram, and lipids provide 9 kilocalories per gram. Carbohydrates is our major source of energy in our diet. It spares protein from other parts of the body to prevent ketosis and regulates blood sugar to maintain normal function of the brain. We need 50 to 100 grams of carbohydrates. Excessive carbohydrates are converted to glucagon and is stored as fat. The increase in this can lead to hyperactivity, carbohydrate cravings, obesity, increased triglycerides, and dental cavities. A decrease can lead to tissue breakdown, leading to ketosis and metabolic acidosis. Lipids are found in cell membranes and participate in cell metabolism, absorption, and transportation. Stored in adipose tissue, provides cushioning and protection for the organs as well as insulation. We have two main lipoproteins in our body, one of which is called LDL, low density lipoproteins. And this we want to be low because it carries the cholesterol to the cells. So think of low density, we want to be low. Low is good. High density HDL is the plasma proteins, and they carry fat into the bloodstream to the tissues or to the liver to be excreted. And offers cardio protection. Proteins are collagen, provide structure and integrity, and found in tendons, ligaments, and fascia. All the body cells contain some form of proteins. Participates in chemical reactions and digestive enzymes and contraction of muscles. In the blood, there are components: albumin, hemoglobin, ferritin, and transferons, and those carry protein connected with iron storage and transfer. Myoglobin, lipoproteins, and protein binding can affect serum concentrations of calcium. The albumin is the major protein in the plasma. Hemoglobin is the oxygen carrying capacities. And